So, I've been wanting to get to know you guys again. I used to post all the time. I used to get really vulnerable, and people would actually get like kind of offended by how vulnerable I was. People would warn me in the comments, like, hey, you shouldn't get that vulnerable. Um, but I stopped being on social media so much because I was actually living life and I wanted to protect what I had. But now that I'm going through this self-discovery and processing the ending of my engagement to my ex-fiance and all of what that has entailed, I just find myself really lost and having to sort through things, having to admit really hard things, having to learn to love myself and give myself grace. And I cry all the time, and I have random memories that I haven't thought of in a really long time come up. Things about myself that make me who I am, the good and the bad, and the beautiful and the ugly. And I think about, like, how do I confidently be this person? And I feel that sharing my heart has always helped me to be that person. As foolish and naive as it might seem to others. I used to worry that crying too much would ruin my face. Like, I was scared because I would see my eyes begin to get circles and it would sag and look old and worn, and I just would think, oh no, I'm ruining myself. I'm ugly now. I'm not lovable. And it's funny because, like, now crying is just my norm, and I just look in the mirror and I'm like, sup? And I just look at whatever eye bags or dark circles there are, and I'm just like, girl, we're still here. And I try to love this person in the mirror, and all these like memories of like the things that have made me cry and the tears my skin has already soaked in. I don't know, some of it is like shocking. I have forgotten those moments. You just keep going. Life is crazy. I was reading a story that my friend wrote of herself, her memoir, and it's so good. And it's like, it would make such a great series. It's called Dumpster Dolls. It's just about her going through the foster care system, and so much of it I relate to. And it just makes me fall in love with her more, but it also makes me fall in love with my own story and just allow myself to live in it, as a character with a purpose who is loved, connecting with the author or co-writer or whatever, which I mean God, and just like allowing myself the same way I would like watch a movie or even read another person's story on the edge of my seat, truly getting to know that person and loving that person and hoping the best for them, rooting for them, like just to do that for myself again. And I've been put down so much, and I'm not trying to be a victim. I just realized that I've taken those things into myself. I have silenced myself because I felt like no explanation or no amount of defending myself would matter. So what's the point? There are people who just want to believe what they want to believe, you know, from things on social media, like viral moments from the reality show I used to be on. You know, I've actually made a video reaction watching the whole episode of Miguel, you know, and then I didn't post it because I just thought people don't deserve to see that part of me. They don't deserve it. They don't really care about me as a person or the truth anyways, by how quickly they, you know, blackball me or turn on me or insult me for everyone to see, even in my own city. So what's the point? And then you have like the moments where I need so much grace because of things that I realize now are so crazy. Like the life the other day I told my story, a little bit of it, to a group of girls and women at Nationwide Children's Hospital for an event. And there's this like Emmy Award winning journalist next to me, and she turned to me as a co-panelist and was like, "That's your story?" And everybody was just like, "What the heck?" And people were like, "Wow, your story is incredible. Your story is crazy. Your story." And I'm just like, yeah, I guess, yes, I lived that, yeah. And I'm still living it. And you don't see yourself as other people see you. You just try to keep going. But I think it's good to just slow down and get acquainted with the character that you are and fall in love with the story and begin to root for that character the same way you would watching a movie or reading a book, and just allow that character to exist and feel and have empathy for that character, and determined to work on that character, and just know that their story matters and that they're worth it. They're worth reading about. They're worth people knowing this story. Like that's what I remembered over the weekend as I shared my story, and people walk up to me and speak life into me and tell me how my story changed their mind, and tell me how they've decided that they're going to do things they were scared of, and all these things just because of, you know, hearing my story. And I think everybody has that. I think we are meant to dig in to our story with God and just own and embrace it and co-write it, and accept the parts that we don't like. So yeah, I don't know, I'm just rambling. I'm really out of practice of talking on social media, so here it is, my first personal post in a long time.